Hi, today the main topic is what is a design system? Last video I talked about the design system, like how to name the design system, what's the token in design system, and how do we configure the design system. But today I'm just gonna talk about the after making UI library. Many people think that just making just UI library is a design system, but it is really not. What they made is not. Design system is kind of what I believe is it's kind of huge software, or not software, but basically just a system. So that means that there should be some kind of library, and there's some kind of rules of it, and there's kind of system design of the design system. So that is really hard because, example, you made a design system, but you have to really make it for your company, and you have to make it into the system library into some kind of private way. So what do you mean private way? Private way is, I mean, the package of it. There's a private package and public package. Of course, enterprise mostly use private package. So, but I already made a design system, the UI library. But how do I just publish into the private package and run it and export into some kind of module? So there's those kind of thing really made me confused. So I'm just gonna talk about like system design of the design system. After you made a UI library, you made a really awesome UI library that follows the design system. But the thing is that it has to be private. So you have one option of it. Actually, two options of it. One, publish to the NPM, but the private. But the thing is that you have to pay. You have to pay monthly. If they're enterprise, you have to pay more about it. So let's say via NPM. But another way is using some kind of tools for it. So what kind of tools? So there's a tool that copies these NPM packages and mirrors the packages in the NPM no package manager, NPM cloud, I say. And when trying to publish it, rather than publishing into NPM, you can publish into this kind of tool. And using that, enterprise could lower their money of it. Right now, I just say it was like JFrog, JFrog. J for RT Factory. It was like RT Factory or something, whatever. So JFrog or Nexus. But the thing is that why do we need some kind of these tools of it? But why? Our goal is to publish into NPM and some kind of export it. But the thing is that I'm not the mean of like installing this UI library. Of course, there's kind of like the cost efficient of using this for the purpose of the just installing the UI library. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ESM-SH, the popular CDN for the JavaScript module. Or JS, blah blah blah. I was like, there's kind of it. The thing is that we're trying to make a design system. In nowadays, 2025, we can just, if you look at the Figma, if you look at the code connect of it, when designers just make some kind of cool design in the Figma tool, they can export it with the React code. So the front-end engineer just copy this React code and paste it. But the thing is that this framework has to know about React code, and the React code is basically your library. So that has to be linked into together. But really bad thing is the Figma. The feature of the code connect and publishing to some kind of real library and associate it, you cannot do it. If you're alone, or if you're the startup, if you're just beginner beginning of the startup, you cannot do it. Also, what do you mean you cannot do it? You have to pay, and it's gonna cost a lot. And also, the thing is that if you're just the one who trying to practice this kind of design system and using Code Connect, you can't do it. You cannot even buy it because the email, there's an email registration. If it is not enterprise email, they're not gonna provide you this kind of stuff. So the thing, and our another way alternatives is Framer tool, which is alternative of Figma. It's just also a design tool. And the good thing is that there's a code component in the Framer, which is really similar to the Figma, but you can just paste the code of it. So what does code component do is you have to like make this React code. You have to paste the React code of your UI library into here, and it will convert into code component. So that means that you have to paste it, but you already made a UI library, but you don't have to paste all of it. So, and also, it has to work. So after making your library, our best option is publish into npm, use ESMSH to export this kind of UI library things into link, and we can just add the link and show it to the code component rather than putting the React code by yourself. And that is really amazing. But bad thing is that if your npm is private, the ESMSH cannot understand this. And that is why we have to make into our own tool or own separate server that proxies npm. And when we're trying to use some kind of ESMSH rather than linking to npm, we can just link into this kind of tool. And also there should be like some kind of other server that makes into ESMSH. That's called CloudFront or something like that. Yes, and but thing is that what is ESMSH? I didn't talk about ESMSH and those kind of things. So ESMSH is just basically the CDN, or CDN for the JavaScript module. When we talk about contents network, we commonly imagine about some kind of images or font or JavaScript file, CSS file, or HTML file. But ESMSH is for the JavaScript module, and you don't have to bundle it. ESMSH gonna handle it for you. So let's recap again. You made a fancy UI library and you have to publish into npm, but you have to pay. If you're alone, it's okay. But if you're trying to make your business, and if you're trying to use it into npm, it's gonna cost a lot because it's for the enterprise. So what you can do is a private. Make it private and use a Nexus or JFrog. Publish into this kind of environment, and when you're trying to install it, you don't have to rely on the npm anymore. So you can just rely on this part. And for that, the ESMSH or the server can trust this and read safely rather than exploiting the npm public, because when you try to connect server into the npm private, there's so many things to care about. And sure, you can config, but there's some kind of login thing, but I don't think that's really kind of possible. I don't think there's a CLI to the npm login, and if it does, there's gonna be some kind of like security error of it, because you're really rely on the npm login, the password, but so that means the server has to know about it. And there will be some kind of much more engineering part, because you have to store the password and username in some kind of DB, and you have to care about authentication, and you have to care about the crypto and those kind of things. So this is it. So this is kind of brief introduction of like system design of the design system, because we just commonly think about after processing the UI library, just publish in the npm, and just use here as an essay to link it npm and just use it. And that's simple, but you can do it. It's very hard. So this is it. Have a nice day and see you next time. Bye bye.